Did people really believe that the world was flat? They absolutely did. And they believed many other strange things too. Welcome to the series, The Medieval Mind, What People Really Believed About the World. So here's what we're going to do. Every week or two, we're going to take a deep dive into one of these beliefs and see how it developed, why people believed it, and why it's still important today. Because even if some of these beliefs sound pretty wacky to us now, they were once very important to the people who held them. And understanding their beliefs helps us understand ourselves better. This series is based on a book called The Medieval Mind, What People Really Believed About the World by a historian. Now, when I say medieval, I'm talking about the Middle Ages, which was a period of European history between roughly the 5th and 15th centuries. But keep in mind, most of the world wasn't medieval at all. There were plenty of complex societies with rich cultures all across the globe, like the Islamic Golden Age, for example. But this series is mainly about medieval Europe. And even there, it's important to remember that the Middle Ages weren't a monolithic block of time. There were lots of changes and developments over those 1,000 years. But since we're going to be talking about people's beliefs, not just historical events, we're going to focus on the common threads that run through all of medieval European history. So let's start with the big one, the belief that the world was flat. Medieval people didn't just believe that the earth was flat. They thought it was a disk. They thought the sun and the moon and the stars were all attached to this disk, and they revolved around the center, which was, of course, Jerusalem. And that's because they believed the entire universe was created during the biblical story of creation in the book of Genesis, and everything was created for a purpose. Everything revolved around humanity, because humanity was made in God's image, and God put humans in the middle of creation to have dominion over it. But why do we think medieval people believed this? Well, part of it has to do with the way they experienced the world. If you've ever driven down a long, straight road, you know how the horizon looks flat. You don't see any curvature, and so it makes sense that people would think the world is flat. But it also has to do with what they saw in the sky. They saw the sun rise in the east and set in the west every day, and they saw the stars stay in roughly the same place night after night. So it seemed to them that the earth must be flat. Otherwise, these celestial bodies wouldn't move the way they do. Now, some medieval scholars, like the astronomer Nicholas Copernicus, knew that the earth couldn't be flat. But the idea of a flat earth was still popular because it was supported by the church. And the church had a lot of power in the medieval world. After all, the clergy were the ones who had access to most of the written texts, and they controlled what people could read and what they could learn. Next week, we'll talk about another wacky medieval belief, the idea that demons can enter your body through your pores and make you sick. Until then, if you want to learn more about medieval history, check out our episode on what life was really like in a medieval village. Or, for something completely different, watch our series, The Real Housewives of the Ottoman Empire.